Episode 5, Time Management and Productivity. Welcome back to the podcast. This is week 5 of our series, and today we're diving into one of the most valuable skills of all, time management and productivity. I'm Barbara Schnarr, Giatti, and I'm glad you're here. Every week we come together to grow and glow, learning to live more fully and more consciously as we glow from the inside out. This is week 5 of 12 of the Giatti Glow Life Coach series. If you're following along in my 12-week life coaching book, that's fantastic. If you don't have the book, that's absolutely fine, but you will want something to write with and write on. If you'd like to get the book, just go to the About section of Giatti Glow where you found this podcast, and there will be a link to my 12 life coach sessions for coaches and individuals book on Amazon. Or you can just go to Amazon and search for Schnarr Coach. That's Schnarr, Schnarr, Coach. Schnarr is my maiden name, and that's what I use to write these books. Time is the one resource we can never get back. We can earn more money, gain more experience, even rebuild our confidence after a setback. But once the moment passes, it's gone forever. And yet, it's also one of the easiest things to waste without even realizing it. So in this episode, we'll explore how to take back control of your time, how to identify time-wasting habits, use proven productivity techniques, and build a schedule that actually supports your goals and your well-being. Because effective time management isn't about doing more, it's about doing what truly matters. Let's get to it. Part 1. What time management really means. When most people hear time management, they think about planners and checklists and calendars just jam-packed with stuff. But really, time management isn't about squeezing more tasks into your day. It's about intentionally choosing where your time goes. It's about aligning your daily actions with your deepest values and long-term goals. Because when you manage your time well, everything else starts to shift. You feel less scattered, less stressed, and more in control. Your focus sharpens. Your productivity rises. And perhaps most importantly, you create more balance. The kind that leaves room for achievement and joy. Think about it. The way you spend your time is the way you spend your life. We're going to jump right into an exercise. Take a moment to reflect on your past week. How much of your time went to things that truly mattered? And how much slipped away on distractions, obligations, or just autopilot habits? Take a few minutes to write down how you spent your week. Just noticing these patterns is the first step towards change. Part 2. Spotting time-wasting habits. We all have them. Those little habits that quietly nibble away at our hours like tiny little time thieves. They don't often look like much in the moment, just 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, until suddenly the day is gone and we're wondering where it all went. So let's shine a light on a few of the biggest culprits. First, procrastination. The ultimate illusion of comfort. It whispers, you'll feel more ready later, or you just need to tidy your desk up a bit first, or to check your messages, or maybe make another cup of coffee. We convince ourselves that waiting for the perfect mood or the perfect moment will somehow make a task easier. But it rarely does. Instead, the task just lingers in the back of your mind all day, like an app that never closes. It drains your mental energy, even when you're not working on it. And then what happens? The deadline comes closer, the stress levels rise, and what could have been done calmly now feels urgent and heavy. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. Once you take that first small step, momentum follows. Next up, multitasking. Sounds great, doesn't it? Sounds productive. Doing several things at once, checking off multiple boxes. But here's the thing about that. Your brain can't truly focus on more than one thing at a time. What it actually does is switch back and forth between tasks. And every time it switches, there's a bit of a cost. You lose a bit of focus, a bit of momentum, and often a bit of accuracy. It's like trying to have two conversations at once. You catch pieces of both, but neither gets your full attention. And over time, that constant switching can lead to mental fatigue and a lower quality of work. So instead of multitasking, try single tasking. Give your full focus to one thing at a time, and you'll be amazed how much faster and calmer your day feels. Here's another big problem. Digital distraction. This is one I deal with all the time. The quick scroll that turns into a rabbit hole. The just one more message check that somehow turns into 20 minutes of lost time. Our phones are incredible tools. They keep us connected, informed, entertained, but they're also designed to hold our attention hostage. Every ping, buzz, notification interrupts your flow. Even if you don't respond, your brain still registers it and momentarily shifts attention. And what happens dozens, even hundreds of times a day, your focus gets shredded into tiny little fragments. Try setting boundaries with your tech. Silence your notifications, keep your phone out of reach during focused work, or set app time limits for social media. Remember, your phone serves you, not the other way around. And finally, lack of planning. When we start a day without a plan, the day tends to run us. Decisions pile up, priorities blur, and we end up reacting instead of creating. It's easy to stay busy, answering emails, putting out fires, checking boxes, without actually moving forward on what matters most. But when you take just 10 minutes in the morning or even the night before to decide what's most important, everything changes. You move through the day with intention instead of impulse. You make your decisions with clarity, not chaos. None of these habits mean you're lazy, broken, or bad at managing time. You're just human. We live in a world full of distractions, demands, and endless to-do lists. So give yourself a little grace. The goal isn't to be perfect, it's to be aware. Because once you can see where your time leaks are happening, you can start to patch those holes. So here's an activity. Tomorrow, I want you to try something. Track your entire day in 15-minute chunks. Write down everything. Checking email, making lunch, scrolling, walking the dog, answering messages, daydreaming, everything. At the end of the day, go back and label each activity as one of three things. Was it productive? Was it necessary? Or was it a distraction? You might be surprised what you actually discover. This is all about awareness. Once you know where your time is really going, you take back your power on how do you choose to spend it. Part 3, Proven Time Management Techniques. Now that you've started noticing where your time tends to slip away, let's shift gears and talk about how to really take control of it again. Time management isn't really about squeezing more hours into your day, it's more about using the hours you already have in a way that reflects your values, priorities, and goals. It's the difference between feeling busy and feeling purposeful. There are a lot of techniques out there, but I want to walk you through a few that I feel are most effective. The kind that can genuinely transform how your days feel. Let's start with one of the simplest and most powerful approaches, the Pomodoro technique. The Pomodoro technique is a time management method that was developed by Francesco Cirillo in the late 1980s. Pomodoro is an Italian word for tomato. You'll also want to know that the plural of pomodoro is pomodori. 1 pomodoro, 2 pomodori. I do apologize to my Italian listeners for my terrible pronunciation. So here are the 6 steps of this technique. 1, decide on a task to be done. 2, set a timer for about 25 minutes. 3, work on the task. 4, stop working on the task when the timer rings and take a short break, like 5 or 10 minutes. 5, go back to step 2 and repeat until you complete 4 pomodori. 6, after 4 pomodori are done, take a break. A longer break, maybe 20, 30 minutes instead of a short break. Then once that long break is done, go back to step 2 and keep repeating this until you complete the task. It's really simple, and here's why it works. Your brain can only maintain deep focus for so long before it starts to drift. By working in cycles, you prevent burnout, stay more engaged, and train your mind to focus in short, powerful bursts. And even better, when that little timer starts ticking, your brain knows, all right, I'm just doing this one thing for the next 25 minutes. No multitasking, no distractions, just one block of pure focus. If you ever struggle with procrastination, this method can be a game changer because starting a 25-minute block feels doable. You don't have to finish the whole project at once. You just have to start the timer. Now let's talk about another powerful method, time blocking. If you've ever felt like your day just disappears, no matter how hard you work, you never seem to get to the important stuff, time blocking can really change that. The idea is simple. Instead of making a to-do list, you assign specific blocks of time for specific tasks. For example, maybe 8 to 9 a.m. is for answering emails and messages. 9 to noon, you protect your deep focus time. No interruptions or notifications, just you and your most important work. And then maybe from 1 to 2, you do admin tasks or meetings. When you do this, you're not just reacting to your day, you're designing your day. It removes the constant decision fatigue of what should I do next? Because you already know, because you already decided. Now, next, let's talk about something I like to call the 2-minute magic trick, but really the 2-minute rule. This one's simple. If something takes less than 2 minutes to do it immediately. Don't write it down, don't schedule it, don't think about it, just do it. It sounds tiny, but it's incredibly effective because small tasks tend to pile up faster than we realize. An unanswered email here, a quick message there, a bill you meant to pay, all these little things start to take up mental space. And when you finally sit down to tackle them, it feels like an avalanche. By handling them right away, you keep your mind clear and your to-do list manageable. Then there's batching. Batching means grouping similar tasks together so you're not constantly switching gears. For example, instead of checking your email 10 times a day, set 1 or 2 specific times to check and respond. If you're a content creator, block out a couple of hours to brainstorm all your ideas at once and another block to produce them later. Every time you switch tasks, your brain needs time to readjust. Batching minimizes that friction and keeps your focus steady. It's like putting your mind into one mode and staying there until that set of work is done. Now, you don't have to use all these methods at once. You can use one or multiple at a time. For example, if you want to use batching to block out a couple hours to work on content creation, you can use the Pomodoro technique in those hours. Pick the method that speaks to you. Experiment with it for a week. See how it feels. Effective time management isn't about rigid rules. It's about finding the rhythm that fits you. Some people thrive on structure and timers. Others prefer flexibility and clear boundaries. The goal is to create a flow where the energy and attention go where they need to go because that's where they matter most. So here's an activity. This week, try choosing one technique from what we just discussed. Maybe Pomodoro, maybe time blocking, 2-minute or batching. Experiment with it for a few days and pay attention to how it changes your focus and energy. And at the end of the week, ask yourself, did it help you feel more productive, more organized, less overwhelmed? If it did, great, keep it. If not, adjust it and try another one. Because time management isn't about doing more, it's about doing what matters better. Part 4, prioritization. Time management isn't just about efficiency, it's about effectiveness. And that's where prioritization comes in. So let's go back to the Eisenhower matrix that we discussed in episode 4 because that's a great place to start. So just a little recap. The Eisenhower matrix helps us sort out tasks that we want to accomplish into 4 categories. Category 1, urgent and important. Do these immediately. 2, important but not urgent. Plan for these later. Urgent but not important. Delegate and minimize them. 4, neither urgent nor important. So just get rid of those. So you can make a circle and divide it into 4 sections or quadrants. In the first quadrant would be urgent and important. Quadrant 2 would be important but not urgent. Quadrant 3 is urgent but not important. And the fourth quadrant is neither urgent nor important. Most of us spend too much time in quadrant 3, reacting to other people's urgencies. You should really spend more time in quadrant 2, the important but not urgent zone. That's where growth strategy and progress live. Another effective and easy method is the ABC system. Simply label your tasks for the day: A for high priority, B for medium, and C for low. Easy, ABC. And it can get even simpler with the eat the frog approach. I know, I get it, just eat the frog. And this means tackling your hardest and most important task first thing in the morning, before all your other distractions hits. Once you've done that, then the rest of the day feels lighter. So here's an activity. Tonight, write down your to-do list for tomorrow and use one of these systems to rank your tasks. You can commit to starting with your A or your frog. Part 5, building an effective schedule. Now let's talk about the structure that holds it all together, your schedule. Because no matter how clear your goals are or how motivated you feel, without a framework to contain your time, the day has a way of slipping through your fingers. A strong daily schedule isn't about rigidity, it's about rhythm. It gives your day a natural flow, a sense of direction, and a peace of mind. When you have a clear plan, you wake up knowing where your energy is going. You're not spending the morning deciding what to do, you're already doing it. That's the power of the structure. It eliminates decision fatigue and it helps ensure that your time reflects what actually matters to you. So let's start with the foundation, your anchor activities. These are the core tasks that move you closer towards your long-term goals, the ones that really matter. These are usually the things that take focus, creativity, or courage. They might not feel urgent, but they're the work that builds your future. So when you plan your day, anchor it around those. Do them first whenever possible. Because if you wait till you have time later, it rarely comes. So after that, layer in your supporting tasks, the smaller necessary things like emails, calls, errands, admin work, etc. Those keep life running smoothly, but they shouldn't run you. Give them a place, but not your prime hours. Don't give them your best hours. And remember to add in breaks. You know, sometimes we feel like rest is a luxury, but it's actually fuel. Your brain needs moments of recovery to perform at its best. So take a 5-minute stretch break or a short walk outside, or even a pause to do some deep breathing. These little micro breaks reset your focus and help keep your energy from dipping too low. And also plan for flexibility. Life does not always follow the script. Unexpected calls, family needs, new opportunities, even just an off day. A good schedule has room to pivot. Instead of feeling like you've failed when something changes, you can shift gracefully because you've already built in breathing space. And finally, create bookend routines. These are the anchors at both ends of your day that keep everything stable. So in the morning, give yourself a ritual that grounds and centers you before the day starts pulling you in 100 directions. Maybe journaling for 10 minutes, stretching, sipping your coffee mindfully, or reviewing your top 3 priorities for the day. You're not jumping straight into action mode, you're setting the tone intentionally. In the evening, give yourself a soft landing. Reflect on what went well. Let go of what didn't. Maybe take a few minutes to prepare for tomorrow, jot down what needs attention, set out your clothes, clear your workspace. That small act of preparation tells your brain, okay, we're closing the loop, you did great today. Now let's look at how this can all flow together. Here's an example of a balanced, intentional daily schedule. This schedule blends focus, flexibility, and renewal. And again, this is just an example. Absolutely do what works best for you. So let's say 6:30 to 7 in the morning. You're going to journal, stretch, sip your coffee, set your intentions for the day. 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., you're going to do your deep work, your creative focus. Use your freshest energy for your most important or creative tasks. 9 to 9:15, take a short break. Step away from your workspace, stretch, have a cup of tea. 9:15 to 11, continue with your focused work. Finish your high priority projects or problem-solving tasks before the distractions pile up. 11 to 11:30, emails and admin. 11:30 to 12:30, lunch and recharge. Walk away completely. Eat, walk, rest. Anything but work. 12:30 to 2, meetings or collaboration. This is a good window for connecting with others once your solo work is done. 2 to 2:15, take a break, a reset. 2:15 to 4, do light work or errands. Handle routine or admin tasks that don't really require deep concentration. 4 to 5, wrap up and review. Check your progress, update your to-do list, prepare for tomorrow. 5 to 9, personal time. Exercise, hobby, family, anything that nourishes you. And then 9 to 9:30, do an evening routine. Reflect, plan the next day, maybe read or journal before winding down. Now, this is just one example. Your ideal schedule might look totally different, and that's okay. Maybe your energy peaks in the afternoon. Maybe you're a parent, or a student, or running a business from home. The point isn't to copy someone else's routine. It's to craft the one that supports your rhythm and energy and priorities. You'll know it's working when your days start to feel calm but productive. And that's when you can look back and say, I made real progress today, and I still have energy left. Your schedule doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to work for you. Part 6, staying consistent without burning out. Consistency is the power behind all progress. It's the part of productivity that doesn't always look exciting, but it's what actually gets results. Consistency doesn't mean doing everything every day perfectly. It means showing up for yourself regularly and steadily. Start small. Build your habits slowly. It is far better to take one meaningful step each day than to sprint for a week and collapse. A little done often will always outlast a lot done once. Set gentle reminders to guide you, a phone alarm or a sticky note on your desk or a reminder card near your coffee maker. These little cues will help you remember what matters. And celebrate your progress no matter how small. Every checked off task, every completed focus section, every morning you follow your plan. It all adds up. Your brain actually releases dopamine when you recognize small wins, creating a feedback loop that makes it feel easier to keep going. But consistency doesn't mean constant hustle. Rest is part of the plan. Burnout kills productivity faster than any lack of motivation could. So protect your energy like the precious resource it is. Say no when your plate is full. Even if it's uncomfortable, always remember, no is a complete sentence. You don't have to explain yourself or do anything like that. Say no if you don't want to do something. Schedule rest. Not as a reward, but as a necessary fueling stop. Rest looks different for everyone. For some, it's a walk in nature. Others, it's journaling, cooking, quiet time alone. Whatever restores your spirit. Give it the same importance as you give your goals. Because when you take care of your energy, your consistency naturally takes care of itself. Here's a little activity reflection. Write down 3 ways you can protect yourself from burnout while staying consistent. Maybe it's setting firmer boundaries with your time. Maybe it's scheduling real downtime and not scrolling time, but restorative time. Or maybe it's just simply being kinder to yourself on low energy days. Remember, showing up counts. Part 7, using technology intentionally. Technology is an incredible ally when used with intention. It can streamline, organize, and simplify your life. But if you're not careful, it can also scatter your focus and drain your attention before your day even begins. The key is to use your tools, not let them use you. So project management apps like Trello, Asana, and Todoist can all help you keep your to-do lists clear and organized. You can visually track progress, set reminders, even automate recurring tasks so that nothing slips through the cracks. If you want to understand where your time goes, tools like Toggle or Rescue Time can be eye-opening. They quietly track how long you spend on tasks, websites, and apps. And when you see it all laid out in front of you, you'll start noticing patterns. Maybe that quick check of an email actually eats up an hour. Awareness is the first step towards change, right? For focus, try apps like Freedom to block distractions, or Focus at Will for music scientifically designed to enhance concentration. Even a simple timer like the Pomodoro technique, where you work for 25 minutes and rest for 5, that can help you maintain mental rhythm. If you use a digital calendar like Google Calendar, take advantage of the color coding. One color for work, one for personal time, one for rest or self-care. It's a small visual tweak, but it can make balance visible. You'll see right away if your week is all work and no recharge. Most importantly, simplify. Turn off notifications that don't serve your goals. Mute group chats during focus time. Keep your home screen clean and organized. Fewer icons, fewer temptations. When technology is used intentionally, it stops being a source of noise and becomes a partner. Part 8. Reflection and continuous improvement. Reflection is what turns experience into wisdom. You can't grow if you don't pause to look back. Productivity isn't just about managing time, it's about learning from it. At the end of each week, take about 30 quiet minutes for a personal review. Find a calm space, maybe a cup of tea, and ask yourself a few simple questions. What went well this week? What didn't go as planned? Where did I spend my time effectively, and where did I let it slip away? And what am I proud of? The goal isn't judging yourself, it's becoming aware. You're just gathering data on you. Then once a month, zoom out even further. Look back at your long-term goals. Are you on track? Do your priorities still feel aligned with what matters most right now? Sometimes you'll realize your direction needs a bit of tweaking. And that's actually a really smart thing to do. Always, 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 I will always tell you to do this, celebrate your wins, even the smallest ones. Progress deserves acknowledgement. When you recognize that you've done well, your brain learns to associate growth with satisfaction, and that's what keeps your motivation alive. So end each week with gratitude, each month with reflection, and move forward with new clarity and purpose. Productivity isn't a finish line, it's an ongoing relationship with your time, your energy, and your dreams. And when you honor that relationship, it gives back tenfold. Part 9, bringing it all together. We've covered a lot, from spotting time-wasting habits and building better routines to staying consistent, using technology wisely, and reflecting along the way. What I want you to take away from this episode is that time management isn't really about time. It's about energy, intention, and deciding what truly matters and giving your best attention to it. When you start aligning your time with your values, your life begins to feel more like your life. Your schedule stops feeling like a cage and starts feeling like a rhythm, something that supports you instead of squeezing you. You don't have to get it perfect. Productivity is not about rigid control, it's about awareness. Some days will flow beautifully, others will be messy, but both are part of the process. The goal isn't to fill every minute, it's to fill the right minutes with the right things. So take what you've learned here and shape it into something that fits your life. Maybe that means blocking off a little more time for creative work, or maybe saying no to distractions, or maybe it means adding more rest, real rest, to your days. Because the point of managing your time isn't to get more done, it's to create more space for what really matters. Peace, joy, purpose, and connection. You deserve a life that feels balanced, meaningful, and alive, and it starts right here, one intentional day at a time. So as you move forward, ask yourself this simple question: is how I'm spending my time today supporting the life I want tomorrow? If the answer is yes, fantastic, great, keep going. If the answer is no, you know what? It's okay. Now you know how to realign. So that's it for this episode. We will see you next week for episode 6, which is building confidence and self-esteem. And boy, is that a good one. So I hope you have a great week, and I will see you next Thursday. Giatti Glow is powered by the Life Coach Store, which is owned by me, Barb Giatti. On my website, you can find all kinds of great resources for over 20 types of wellness coaches. Check out thelifecoach.store for more information.